Good evening, everyone. My name is Kaylin Conway, and I'm honored to come before you today and share with you a little of my experience meeting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s older sister, Dr. Christine King Farris. When I found out I was getting the opportunity to meet Miss Farris, I couldn't believe it, and I was so excited. I remember reading about her in school books, talking about some of her experiences with her little brother. I was so anxious, knowing that since I'll never have the chance to see Dr. King, at least I'll be able to meet his big sister and somehow glean a part of history that I never knew. In preparation for this event today, I thought back to the short time spent with her and the impact it had on my life that I could share with you this evening. The first thing I noticed was her appearance. She was very little and frail. She reminded me of my own grandmother, and her presence felt comforting and warm. You just got the feeling you were standing in the presence of a soldier who had been on a battlefield of a great fight and won. When she began to speak, everyone else got quiet. Her voice was soft and gentle, but she had the utmost respect from everyone in the room. Another thing I noticed was the way I connected to her. She spoke with so much intelligence and in a way that I could understand. The thing that touched me the most was her ability to set the mood for her audience without even speaking. Not many people have that gift, but she definitely does. She begins to tell us about some of her memories with Dr. King as a child, and she explained how after his death, how hard it was to visit Memphis. She said since his death, she has not been back to Memphis and doesn't plan to visit. She also talks about being a professor at Spelman. This lets you know she is still a very wise woman. The meeting with Dr. Farris was one I will never forget. In such little time, she touched my soul and made me feel like I'd known her my whole life. She is truly a woman of poise, intelligence, beauty, and strength, and I'm very thankful and blessed to have the opportunity to meet someone as exclusive as Dr. Christine King Farris. This is truly my idea of telling the story and passing it on. Thank you, Dr. Salisbury and April 4th Foundation.
Good evening. My name is Harrison Morrow. To Mr. Salisbury, to Reverend Dr. Jeremiah Wright, to those of you on the platform, to all visitors and friends. This past summer, I, along with some of my friends from the April 4th Foundation, had the opportunity to travel to Atlanta, Georgia. While in the city, we visited the King Center, where we were able to get a more in-depth look at the life, legacy, and the struggle of Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. After visiting the King Center, we went on to take a tour of Dr. King's childhood home, where there are many reminders of the life he lived. We also had the pleasure of meeting Dr. King's older sister, Dr. Christine King Farris. She spoke to us concerning leadership and responsibility. She described how life was for a young person growing up in an African-American home in a segregated society. After hearing what she had to say to us, I had a more appreciation for the opportunities we have now in life and for all the things that we can now do. In her day, the television was just a black and white box with a lot of tubes. The cell phone was just an idea. One thing I learned from that encounter is that great people have paved the way for us so that we can add on to what they have done. I recall someone saying, one measure of leadership is the caliber of people who choose to follow you. Warren Bennett says leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. If you want to take it deeper, Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. Dr. King Farris's words to us encouraged me to learn to stand out, and it confirmed those things that my parents have instilled in me. I look forward to participating in any events held this year so that not just my life, but others around me will be changed for the better, and I'm excited about whatever my role will be in the changing of that life. My participation with the April 4th Foundation would not be possible without the vision, effort, and leadership of Professor Johnson Salisbury. I would like to thank him for the opportunity to have words of reflections during this monumental event, and also to be graced with the presence of Reverend Dr. Jeremiah Wright and civil rights activist Mr. Charles Patrick. It is an absolute honor. If you don't get anything else out of this presentation, I think the most important thing about leaders is stated by John Carter, who says, and I quote, Most important, leaders can conceive and articulate goals that lift people out of their preoccupations and unite them in pursuit of objectives worthy of their best efforts. Thank you once again, especially to my grandparents, godmother, and my Kill Avenue Church family for being here tonight. God bless.